The terror of splites continue with the OCG metagame report for their April format, and Splight has reached up to 63.4%. This is 1.6% away from tier 0, and in my opinion, this is going to be a little scary because the next decks are at 13.4 and 4.9. So Tier Limits is the second deck of the format, and Branded Despia has been hanging in there along with Exorcister being around. But Splight is the powerhouse of decks right now to beat. As we can see, 59 Splites, which are 49 Splite, 2 Adventure, and 1 Evil Twin. And the main version of the deck they're running is the Frog Splight list. This is the list that I've been personally testing as well, and the deck definitely needs to get hit. I could see OCG hitting this deck coming up on their next ban list because I believe that would be June. So in June, maybe? No, July. Because they always have a list 3 months, and it is 100% July. So this time next month, we'll have and know what the Forbidden Limited list will be. But with Splites overall, this is a deck that is one deck that everyone has to keep on their radar and have to prepare for if you haven't yet. Right now, a lot of the cards that people are preparing for Splites, like Swap Frogs, Dupe Frog, Ronin, they are all super expensive, but I do see them getting a reprint here shortly. And after that, we have Deep Sea Diva, another good starter in the deck. And any level 2 is a starter at this point with the deck. Even Max C becomes a starter. So if you open up double Max C and Splight Blue, you have full combo to your heart's desire, unless your opponent has hand traps. Now, as you get to see, OCG is maxing out on hand traps, being 3 Max C, triple Ash, triple Valor, triple Imperm, and 2 Ghost Ogre, along with the 1 Nibiru in the main and side. So that's a total of 12 hand traps. 15 hand traps, 12 to 15 total people are running in the main deck. But this is very worrisome. We might see this come over here, and there might be an emergency ban list if things get a little too out of hand. Sadly, this is after Nationals, because all the Nationals wrap up at the end of July, heading into August. This is coming out as well a month before the Megatins. So, people... Oh... This is not going to be fun. The other list that people are playing, which is just another Splight list. Now, the first one was first place at the 5th Natsumi Cup. And then we have the Analog Sports Cup that a person went 7-1 and went first place. It is almost the exact same thing. But, I'm super worried about Splites coming into TCG. But let's take a look at tier limits, and we have a list from the Natsuma Cup, and that took 4th place, going 5-3, is the tier limits Despia. His build ran an extremely streamlined variant of branded tier limits, running the minimal amount of tier limit cards. 3 Aluber were played in the main deck to maximize the odds of opening branded fusion. The full 3 copies of Fusion Deployment is also special summon tier limits Reno Heart, allowing the normal summon to be used for Aluber. Now, if you guys don't know, Reno Heart is one of the main cards in the deck that you do want to get. This card right here is your play starter, because if it's on normal or special summon, you send a tier limit monster from your deck to the graveyard, except another copy of itself, and then you get to fusion summon into your fusion monsters. He also ran 2 Book of Moons in the main deck to play around Effective Valor and Imperm. Fusion summons can be performed using face down monsters as fusion materials, hence flipping down Reno Heart would not be an issue. However, the opponent chooses to use Effective Valor Imperm on Kit Close instead. Book of Moon could be activated in a chain to ensure that tier limits Kit Close would not be negated, and would add tier limits Metanosis from the deck to hand. But if there are no other face-up tier limits on the field, then Metanosis could not activate during opponent's turn. But this is a very cool list that I do recommend people running. You can see there's the 4 tier limits, the 4 cards for branded. You have 3 field spell, 3 branded fusion, and 2 of the Metanosis. Overall, this deck is very solid. I might be testing it and playing it because Elbaz and Despia is one of my favorite decks next to fusions in general. I heavily lean towards fusion decks or Xyz decks here and there, depending on what it is. But this deck is really fun, and I definitely see it being a contender after this set comes out. But Splights remain to be dominant, with tier limits falling behind. And on May 14th, which I believe is tomorrow, it will be the first major tournament because there is a Spring Duel Festival in Taiwan. And I cannot wait. There are almost 2,100 players signed up online, but due to the venue's constraints, only 1,200 players will be accepted in the tournament. That's kind of sad, but this format for them seems like hell. I really love this image right here, but I want to know what you guys think about the OCG meta, and do you think it will be coming over here with that much impact? Since usually tier 0 decks, they happen quite a bit. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. See you guys in the next video, and goodbye.